just when you thought it was safe to listen to the Matt and Mark movie show, here comes our next and final installment of Jaws Knockoffs June, a celebration of the movies that tried to follow Bruce the Shark's legacy and couldn't. Really quick, speaking of, it was the 50th anniversary of Jaws this past weekend, and I feel like this whole themed month has been about that. We couldn't do this show without acknowledging that it literally just happened. More on that to come. This week, the movie that is not Jaws that we're talking about, it is definitely not Jaws. It wants to fucking be Jaws, but it's not Jaws, is Tentacles from 1977. And joining us here, this was no accident, people. Joining us tonight for Jaws Knockoffs June is our buddy Dave from the Love of Cinema podcast. Dave, welcome, sir.
The one and only.
Hello.
Dave, do you like... This is the question I wanted to ask you. Do you like, Dave, that we kind of roped and tricked each of the Love of Cinema guys into appearing as part of this themed month?
The only thing I didn't like that I was asked last, so, you know.
The best for last, though,
We
Dave.
saved the best for last, Dave. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, dude.
Yeah. The other two sucked. You know?
Come on. You're here for the real shit, Dave.
Oh, yeah, Tentacles. Yep. Cool.
You're here for the real shit. Tentacles, 1977. Look, let John Say have Joe Dante. Pff, Joe Dante. We're giving you, what's this fucking dude's name? Ovidio Asantis.
Look him up.
Oh my god, yeah.
Ovidio G. Asantis. By the way, did you like how this movie was made by Italians and they had to fake like they were American? So this guy gave himself a fake American name, which was Oliver Hellman, I think his name was.
But that's his name?
That's his fake American name. The real guy is Ovidio Asantis. It's an Italian production tonight. Very appropriate.
Do you want me to do a Russell Crowe Italian accent? Because I'm not gonna.
Oh, that was cruel, Dave. Dave, so this is, I feel like we have to explain this. This is what happened, Dave. We were like, we didn't intend on basically making the Love of Cinema co-appear as part of this massive stunt. It just kind of happened. And I'm fucking glad it did, but I do think it's kind of funny that we did trick you guys. It's basically a Love of Cinema joint, which is kind of funny. It was intentional.
It has been fun to listen to.
Thank you. Dave, really quick, because I know people sometimes don't make it all the way to the end of the episode. Tell us what's been going on in Love of Cinema recently. What are the episodes you're excited for people to hear?
There's been a couple actually. We've been going through a little bit of a love fest. So there's been a lot of films where we agree on, particularly me and John. As you know, we very rarely agree on shit.
Yes.
And then there's the episodes where we just don't. And they're the fun ones, but I'm going to let people find them.
Okay. All right, good.
Like there's some where we get along and some where there's like it turns into like an hour-long argument.
Oh, wow.
Wait, are you guys still going even though Jeff is away right now?
No, we took 2 weeks off.
Took 2 weeks off.
So,
okay.
So, you know, Jeff didn't have anything else to focus on because that's a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot. It is a lot. I did think it was kind of funny. Tonight's movie was an Italian production made by Italians because your co-host, Jeff, is actually in Italy right now. And somehow, by the magic of Ovidio Asantis, Jeff fucking called from Italy and left you a voicemail, Dave, that we're going to play. That's big surprise number one.
That motherfucker.
Here we go. Direct from Italy, people.
It's drunk.
It's Jeff. I think they're all drunk over
drunk.
there. I hope it's like, I feel like even like the little 10-year-old kids, Italian kids smoking cigarettes and drinking wine. Everybody's constantly drunk.
Yeah.
Uncle Ovidio, they're talking about your movie, Tentacles. Come over. Here he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff, direct from Italy. Take it away, Jeff.
Hey guys, it's Jeff. Of course, a car just drove by right when I started this voicemail. And I'm with Angela. Hello! And we're in Montepulciano, Italy,
Who's Angela?
which is in the heart of Tuscany.
Oh, there's a good wine
Drinking a
there.
lot of Sangiovese. Oh my God, there were no cars for the past fucking 10 minutes. Not a single one. Anyway, we're in the heart of Tuscany.
It's good to know, by the way, that even though Jeff is across the globe, he's still acting like Jeff in New York. He's still cursing at cars.
Oh.
Yeah, he's fucking angry.
Gosh, there were no cars
for
on an
parking.
Italian street for the last 10 minutes. Bullshit.
Hey, a lot of Sangiovese. Oh my God, there were no cars for the
Here he
past
goes.
fucking 10 minutes.
Here he
Not a
goes.
single one. Anyway, We're in the heart of Tuscany. I have to be honest, I don't know what movie you're talking about in your episode.
Oh, Jeff,
this
come
week. We don't have,
He does.
even our Wi-Fi sucks here. But I wanted to ask you two things. Well, at first I was going to say, because everybody, whenever you wanted to sound Italian, you say Stanley Tucci here. You go, oh, va bene, Stanley Tucci. So I was going to ask what's your favorite Stanley Tucci performance, and then I thought, I wonder if Mark knows who Stanley Tucci is. I'm kidding.
Wait,
But-
Mark,
How dare
Mark,
he?
do you know
Big
who
night,
Stanley
motherfucker.
Tucci is?
Yeah, of course they do. Transformers.
Transformers, right? I mean, duh.
His greatest performance, Transformers,
Yeah.
as that knight or whatever.
He's
That's
been in
your
a couple
go-to?
of those, yeah. Mark, didn't you just see him in Fountain of Youth with Jim from The Office? Wasn't Stanley Tucci in like that for a whole scene? He was in there.
He was
Mark and
he
Stanley
was just
Tucci
in a
like
show,
this.
A show I did.
That's right. Okay, wait, here we go.
say, because everybody, whenever you wanted to sound Italian, you say Stanley Tucci here. You go, oh, va bene, Stanley Tucci. So I was going to ask what's your favorite Stanley Tucci performance, and then I thought, I wonder if Mark knows who Stanley Tucci is. I'm kidding. But we just walked by the Museum of Torture.
That's the wine talking, Mark. It's the wine.
They have a lot of medieval forms of torture in a museum. And since you're all sick perverts, I wanted to know from the three of
That's
you,
the
what
bondage
is your
club, Jeff.
favorite movie torture?
Yeah, I was going to say, Jeff, is that your hotel? Is it the Museum of Torture or is it your hotel?
We're in the lobby.
Yeah.
There's a swing in our room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call that the elevator. That's not a euphemism.
But we just walked by the Museum of Torture. Where they have a lot of medieval forms of torture in a museum. And since you're all sick perverts, I wanted to know
He's
from the
not
three of
wrong.
you,
He's not
what is
wrong.
your favorite movie torture scene?
Oh.
And I'll give you an easy one. I'll say Casino Royale, the Daniel Craig, where, oh my God, I forget his name, the Danish guy.
That's where he's hitting the
Has,
balls.
like the big bag
Mads
and the rope and
Mikkelsen
just
to
like
the
hitting
balls.
his balls when he's
That's right.
naked. Mads Mikkelsen. An easy one. That's an easy one. That's like, you know, for the fans. But what are your favorite movie torture scenes that should be featured in the Museum of Torture? Ci vediamo. Ciao.
Oh.
See you soon.
Dude, first, fucking give it up. First off, for
Dude.
calling from his Italian getaway. Jeff,
Yeah.
thank you.
And for
Jesus.
walking that far with a butt plug inserted.
Oh my goodness.
That's right. Grazie mille to Jeff. That's my favorite torture is the butt plug walk through Italy. The butt plug walk of shame. Oh no.
You wonder why there were no cars? The taxi's not stopping for you, buddy.
Favorite torture scene in a movie? We've got two things on the docket again. Thank you, Jeff. Thanks to Jeff for calling in. So now I can tell this story as we're thinking about the questions that Jeff
Torture?
raised. Torture scenes and Stanley Tucci
What
and
is this
butt
going?
plugs in Italy. Dude, so you know that I have the podcast phone number connected to my phone. And I have it so that if I'm asleep, right, you have to call me like 3 times to get through. Because it's nighttime. The phone knows it's nighttime. Dude, he must have called like 3 times because at 4:30 this morning, my phone went off fucking loud and scared the bejesus out of me, Jess,
Oh my
and the
God.
cat. Everybody like scattered. And Jess, we had one of those Everybody Loves Raymond moments where she was like, who died? Something's wrong. Someone's calling. And I looked at my phone screen and I was like, it's Jeff from the Love of Cinema. So thanks, Jeff, for giving me a heart attack this morning at 4:30 in the morning.
You're going to miss 3 important family phone calls just thinking it's Jeff at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly, dude. They'll find pieces of my mom on the side of the highway. And I'll be like, it's just Jeff. It's just
Oh my
Jeff.
God.
Yeah, he took it to the Museum of Torture.
5 stars on Yelp. Museum of Torture. 5 stars.
It got real.
Okay, my favorite Stanley Tucci, Big Night. I think Big Night is probably my answer for everything. I love Big Night. I'm obsessed with Big Night. What do you think, Dave? You got a favorite Stanley Tucci performance?
I don't think I do. I haven't narrowed it down to one, really, because it's just like...
He's a busy guy.
Didn't he also sub in for Penguin?
No, that was
that
was
was,
Mark Strong, right?
really?
That was Mark Strong.
Yeah, because Tucci couldn't.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh
no,
no, it was Turturro. Turturro was the he was the guy.
I get those confused. Yeah.
I know. It's all those New York Italian actors.
Yep. Yeah.
they all start to blend together.
Yeah.
They give me Ovidio Asantis syndrome.
So no,
There
I
you
don't
go.
have one.
And then Mark, a favorite torture or Stanley Tucci torture? Maybe there's a Stanley Tucci torture scene that we're not thinking about.
The only thing I could really
That
think
video
of where
comes in a
I
plastic
really
bag.
liked his performance was probably Big Night.
Big Night. I know. I love Big Night. Dude, you know what I
It's
remember that a lot of people
iconic.
don't remember is that Stanley Tucci began his career in the St. Bernard movie Beethoven. And in that movie, I believe Beethoven bites his
What?
dick. I'm not kidding. I think Beethoven bites him in the dick.
Oh, that's my favorite torture scene then.
Oh, that's Tucci torture.
That's what I'm known for my whole career now.
Fuck yeah. I swear, I think he's like in in a kid's movie, you got to have like a bad guy. I think he's like a crook and fucking Beethoven bites his dick. I swear it's a real
I have
thing.
to on my favorite torture though, and it's not technically torture, but True Lies. When they're trying to get information out of him, they inject him in the neck with a thing.
Yes,
It's
with
like,
the truth serum.
Ask me a question. You know I tell a lie to. Are we going to die? Yep.
Yes. Fuck, that's a good one. I fucking love True Lies, man. It's been a long time. I gotta rewatch True Lies. So there you go. Thank you again to Jeff calling in from Italy. This is now twice, by the way, because Jeff appeared on Free Willy, and now he's cameoing here in the Tentacles episode. Jeff's all over this whole month, dude. So I got to give him props for that. So really quick, before we begin our review of Tentacles from 1977,
Jeff
you know
is
what
a
I gotta
Jaws
do.
knockoff.
Dude, that would actually, and it fits the title scheme. If he included it in his name, like a Jaws knockoff Jeff would be good. Come on, Jeff. You know what you have to do now. All right, let's quickly do some housekeeping.
Housekeeping, you want men for pillow?
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
Butt plugs. Okay, check it out. The Matt and Mark Movie Show Instagram.
Sorry, everyone.
Threads, Blue Sky. That's where we are. It's Matt and Mark, the Matt and Mark Movie Show across the board. You can't fucking fuck it up. Yeah, you'll find us wherever you are. YouTube, like and subscribe. The Jaws Knockoffs June episodes are going up. We've got Piranha up there right now with John Say and Dasein. We've got Orca with me and Mark, and you will be seeing this one, Tentacles, with Dave on the YouTube channel. So do go check us out over there, like and subscribe, and check out the Jaws Knockoffs June videos if you're so inclined. Please continue to leave us ratings and reviews where you can. And finally, voicemail. Be like Jeff. Call us on your vacation. 707-948-6707. Call us.
Dude,
We will play it on the show.
The next time we come to record, all I'm going to hear is him bitching about how expensive that message was.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
my
shit,
God,
that's
yeah.
true. I didn't even think of because he has no Wi-Fi, so it's not a Wi-Fi call.
And
He
no
paid for that
filter. He
call.
doesn't stop talking for like 2 fucking minutes.
He leaves the longest voice.
He does. And I like that we like Sports Center that shit. We'll like stop it and respond to him. We'll go back and listen to part.
Get his
I love
money's
that shit.
worth. Yeah.
Yep.
Because that bit just cost him $68. So, you know.
I like to think that somewhere Jeff is keeping like a ledger of his trip, and he's like, "Oh, we spent $200 on Ubers, and we spent, $500 on the dinner, and then here's a $68 charge." And they're like, "What is that?" It was the call to the Matt and Mark Movie Show, as it should be. Here we go. Tentacles from 1977. As we've been doing all month long, we've been giving you little bits of trivia on the movies or the predators. Last week, there wasn't much on the piranha, so I couldn't really speak to the piranha as an apex predator within the movie. But I have to ask, because I only have one fact this week, and it's very interesting. But I have to ask, since Dave is our resident Aussie, and he has experience with some of the most dangerous creatures on Earth just fucking frolicking around in his backyard. Dave, have you ever encountered any kind of scary octopus in your homeland?
Oh, fuck yeah. The blue-ringed octopus. It'll fucking kill you.
Are you for real? What?
Its
What?
skin has a neurotoxin. The first thing you're taught as a kid is don't touch the fucking blue octopus. Because
shit.
it lives in the rock pools at the beach and kids play with it and die.
Holy shit.
For
What?
real. That's a thing.
I was waiting. Wait, I'm going to share
Look
my
up-
screen. YouTube
Look up
people.
blue-ringed octopus. Look at that little fucker.
Jeez.
Whoa, that
I mean,
looks cool, though.
it does look
I know,
very
it looks
cool,
cool
though.
and you want to play with it.
Yeah, I do want
And
to play
they
with this,
count on
actually.
that.
Wait. So this here looks very tiny, but I'm assuming they
Yeah.
get really big.
No, that's it.
That's it.
They're tiny
Oh,
and they'll
shit.
fuck you up.
Holy shit.
It's like my wife. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Look at that, dude. No bigger. Look at that. This guy's rocking it on his hand.
Yeah, no, he's dead.
He's dead?
That's a corpse. That's a photo of a corpse. Yeah.
This is kind of cute. This got the little eyes.
That
Hey,
is
guys,
very funny. It's like,
let's-
it's the most poisonous octopus And the first photo is like people
It's a good-
with it on their hands.
Oh shit, yeah, dude. Bite symptoms and emergency first aid. Hold on, we got to find out about
What
this.
to do
If you
you-
keep
yes,
scrolling down, it's going to get really gross.
if you get bitten by a blue-ringed octopus, sit down because you're done. Yeah,
Definitely make that
your
call
watch has ended.
to the Mark Movie Show. $68 is nothing. You're on your way out anyway. Just fucking call us.
From the Bondage Museum.
Blue-ringed octopi have a venom called tetrodotoxin, or TTX, one of the most serious and deadly types of venom found in the ocean.
Jeez.
The octopi's salivary glands produce venom, and the bacteria gets dispersed through their beak. Jesus Christ. Can paralyze a
most-
human in
yeah.
minutes.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Holy crap. I'm not going to Australia.
you just
that's
you
for
just
sure.
forget how to breathe.
Hold on, Dave. Are these things just swimming around like at your local beach, or you have to go out of your way to find these things?
Well, a lot of Australian beaches have rocks at the ends, like the cliffs and stuff, and there's rocks at the bottom. They love living in the rock pools.
And that's where people want to take photos, and that's where they want to hang out and play and stuff too,
Well,
right?
yeah, it's
I'm
shallow
guessing.
water, so that's where the kids go and play. That's where.
Oh my god.
It definitely keeps the influenza population down. It's great.
Dude, early symptoms of blue ring octopus bite include excessive saliva production, difficulty swallowing, chest tightness. Dude, if you have anxiety and
I
you're
have
listening
all
to
these
this show,
symptoms now.
dude, Mark, you might be done, man. You might be done.
I'm in my 50s. I have all that anyway.
Yeah. Tingling, numbness, sweating, lightheaded, dizziness, headache, nausea, loss of vision. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, what's the treatment, though? Seek a medical attention, anti-venom, supplemental... Okay,
There's
so it's
no
an anti-
Oh,
Anti-venom.
that's the thing.
Shit.
In Australia, every EMT that turns up has a fucking case like this full of anti-venom for all sorts of
For
stuff.
all
That's
the...
why-
For the
no, when you're-
19,000
when you're,
predators you guys have.
Well, they double up on a few, but when you're growing up as a kid, the first thing you're taught is like identify what bit you, so they know which shot to give you when they turn up.
Oh my God.
Aren't you glad you grew up in America? man?
I am, dude.
You
I
only have
thought,
to worry about getting
dude,
shot here.
I thought the
I've been
South
in New
was
York for
rough.
safety. Yeah.
I was scared of possums and rabid possums and the Ku Klux Klan, but now I'm afraid of this. This is what I'm afraid of.
You
Blue-ringed
kind of got to.
octopus.
You
Let
got
me
to
tell
go
you,
anyway to find
nobody's posing with a cute Ku Klux Klan member on their hand. That's not a danger that we have.
Yeah.
You know,
it. Although they do like a bit of butt play, I've heard.
they definitely do. Yeah, for sure. Fuck those guys. So there we go. Dave will now haunt your memories and nightmares and dreams forever.
You're
with
welcome.
Visions of the blue ring octopus. That's
You
what
did not expect me to have an answer to that, did you?
I didn't. And you know, I'm not surprised though. I didn't expect an answer, but I'm not surprised that Dave knew and had it couched ready to go.
It was very quick.
It was super
That's how
quick.
deadly
Dude.
Australia is. It's just like
Yeah,
Yep.
off the
Oh,
top
yeah,
of the
we love
dome.
horrible
Yep.
shit that'll
Yeah.
kill you.
We love talking about the deadly stuff because it keeps the tourism manageable. Because everyone's like, fuck that, I'm not going there.
Dude, oh my god. And they're in the rock pools. Okay.
And that's why you can go to the beach by yourself.
Jeez.
Because
So
no one else is going.
speaking of well, actually, I'm just going to say this. I'm not going to give too much away, but I'll just say the blue-ringed octopus that Dave introduced us to, I think is much scarier than the actual octopus in the movie Tentacles, the movie that we're going to be reviewing tonight. I only have one bit of trivia for you guys, and I think it might explain a lot about the movie that we watched. And that is, during filming, this is not a joke, during filming, the production lost the actual large rubber octopus in the sea. So the rest of the film was shot with a diver waving one remaining tentacle. So if you had any question about the fucking level of quality in Olivia Asantos's tentacles, you now have the answer. So there you go. Dave, we only
octopus
brought
pulled
you
the
in
water
for
well.
the best, Dave. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right? Right. It's funny. We used to have a segment on our show called Was It Really That Bad? Where we'd pick a stinker of a movie that like flopped and we'd try to redeem it. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But we had a North Carolina DJ come on our show at one point and he was having a blast. But we made him watch Grease 2.
There's a sequel?
Oh, yeah,
oh my
dude.
God.
Yeah.
And now I know how he felt.
Oh, wow. I think
Dave.
we're kind of getting an idea of what
Dave,
people
what's
think of
what's
this
better? Is Tentacles better or Grease 2 better? Which would you rather, if you had to watch one again, which would it be?
I would watch Grease 2 10 times before I'd watch this again.
Holy shit, Mark.
Yeah,
where
I was
did
gonna
you-
say my favorite torture scene was probably this movie.
was watching Tentacles. Yeah, dude. I thought I legitimately I will go to bat for the two other movies we've covered on this theme. I will go to bat for Orca and Piranha as both like great movies that do not deserve to be called Jaws knockoffs. And I think now we finally have a movie that does deserve the title of this is a true Jaws knockoff, as in this is a cash-in piece of crap.
Well, this was designed to be a parody as well.
Yes,
Like it was meant to be a parody, and they changed it at the last minute into a serious horror film. Well, they didn't.
That's a
but
big
No.
mistake.
That was the intention. Yeah.
and they left all the parody scenes in from Shelley Winters and her giant hat collection.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in cinemas. That stupid hat.
Dude, I
Yeah,
got psyched when I saw Shelley Winters because she's in another movie I love. She's in The Poseidon Adventure, which is one of the best disaster movies of all time. And she's great
She's
in
also
it.
in this disaster movie.
She is in this disaster movie. And I was like, you know what? This is going to be awesome. I saw her name come up. I was like, this is going to be fucking great. And dude, did the rug get pulled out from under me? We were talking about
Dude, they
John
got Henry
I have-
Fonda.
I have
That's
some
crazy.
trivia if you want.
and John Huston. Fucking how many times have you seen John Huston? A
That's a
legend,
good cast.
Yeah.
dude.
Was that like he was the one who had heart surgery just before filming it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and was that the
Oh
like,
no! It was
No, it was,
Fonda because Fonda was
Fonda
supposed to
had heart
be the
surgery, yeah.
John Huston role, and because he
Yeah.
had the operation, he couldn't do it. So they were like, "Let's give him a smaller part."
Was that where phoning it in was invented?
Pretty
Because
much.
he
I think.
literally
Damn,
the whole movie is just on the phone.
Asbot, you need a
I
rim
thought they did
shot
it for
sound
budgetary
effect. God damn it!
reasons.
Yeah, seriously, dude. Fucking phoning it in,
I did prepare some trivia for you though.
please.
After this movie, 9 months after this movie, there's a 0.1% drop in the birth rate after the release of this movie, meaning people actually watched it at the drive-in. Either that or it was so bad they couldn't maintain an erection. One of the two, right?
Oh my god, that was really good. I was like, where is this going? Dave dropped hard life truths when he comes on this show. And I appreciate that. I did want to point out that each week we've also been pointing out like how each of our quote unquote Jaws knockoffs references Jaws, or do they have any bits with a shark? We get one name call out this week, and it's when somebody says, I believe they're talking to the main diver guy, and they're like, what's more deadly? I mean, they're still trying to figure out what's attacking people under the water. And he's like, what could be the most deadly thing in the water? And he says, a great white? And he goes, no, giant octopus. And that was it. That was the lip service we got to Jaws.
I'm pretty
It
sure that
does
was one
have
of the
some
comedy lines that
references
was
to
left in
Orca,
there.
though.
Yeah,
Yes, and orcas in the movie. Dude, orcas are all
Yeah.
over this stunt.
the orcas go and form the Avengers and come back.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you like... Fuck it. Let's just talk about the dumb
Did
shit.
I like the movie?
I don't know.
No.
No. Like, dude, did you like the little orca puppets at the end fighting what was clearly a very tiny fake octopus? And then
Oh,
at
no,
one
it
point
was
they had to
real.
show the diver, and then the diver was like a little toy diver that they had jammed into some coral. His little toy legs were going like this. Did you like
I think
that?
I was laughing too hard to see the diver, but I think because the octopus was real, they got a dead one from the fish market because that came up at some point earlier in time where they were like, I can't believe they did that to a real octopus. It's like, ooh.
Oh,
But it wasn't.
God.
It was a dead octopus, and they were ripping it apart with the little puppets. It was like
Oh
hungry
my God.
hippos with fucking.
And nobody taught
Get
these
off it.
Italian guys about what's that Lord of the Rings trick where you make everything bigger?
Force perspective.
Force perspective. Thank you. Nobody taught them about force perspective because all the bits at the end, they're supposed to look giant because the octopus is supposed to have reared its head and been like gigantic, and it's going to start like pulling boats down and shit like the Kraken. It all looks really tiny. I had to laugh because they have a bit with a real diver and he gets caught under some falling coral. It's actually a cool set piece. And then what winds up happening is to sell the size of the octopus, because the octopus they have is so tiny, they use a fucking toy. That was like a toy diver. It was so obviously a toy, though. With a little force
By the way-
perspective, it could have looked great.
Were they destroying for real Coral Reef?
My wife was asking the same thing, and she was horrified. She was like,
I
"Please
know.
tell me this is a set, because if not," and I was like, "I know
That's
from
how the Great Barrier Reef died from
yeah,
this
seriously,
movie.
because isn't Coral Reef
Yeah.
alive?"
No, that was Shell, but
oh, Shell.
yeah.
Okay, all right. I was gonna say that's fucked up. Of all for tentacles of all movies, Jaws is fine. If you want to destroy some coral, it's an important piece of film art. Jaws 2, even I would say, is fine. If you want to destroy some coral for film art, tentacles, I draw the line.
That's how
I mean,
you rate your
I-
undersea movies by
I
who's
did
allowed
have-
to destroy
Who's
the
allowed-
coral.
Yeah, dude. Jaws.
I did have a
Jaws
couple
2,
of real
Orca, Piranha.
had a couple of real reactions though. Like, when the first time they encounter it and the guy's going into the cave and then it inks him.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, his mouth was open. And stuff. So like that was the most real reaction I had in the entire movie.
I
God.
had two real gut reactions, and they were both laughter. The first one was when Shelley Winters asks, she's wearing a gigantic sombrero. This sounds like I'm telling a joke. It's not a joke. This is real.
It's for real.
Her sombrero fills the frame. It's fucking enormous.
Do you remember Scary Movie 3 where a hat just keeps getting bigger? It was the
Yes,
last
dude.
one. Yeah.
And here's the thing. I thought they were going to reveal, like, the camera was going to go wide enough to show you, like, where they were. And it was going to be like, oh, they're at a Mexican restaurant.
Probably
It's
did.
funny. They put no, dude. She's just wearing that because that's what she wears.
That's basically her hat for her character. It's like, that's
Totally.
her hat.
No, dude, that's her full character. It's just hats. They're like that scene, and then later when she's at the regatta, she has a sailor hat on. She just has fucking weird hats on. I had
wondering if she
a
just
real gut
cracked
reaction when
right
she
over.
asked her son. She goes, "Hey, why does your friend go wee wee so much?" Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
His friend's like, "Excuse me, I got to go to the bathroom." She's like, "Why does your friend go wee wee so much?" And I was like, "What the fuck is happening
Yeah.
in this movie right now?"
I mean, we know why he's going to wee wee so much, but like,
Dude, the other gut reaction I had was another Shelley Winters moment where later, during this big scene, it's like this regatta scene where all the kids are racing sailboats. Like the octopus has claimed one or more of the kids, we don't know, and we're slowly watching the kids get shuttled back by the Coast Guard or whatever, whoever found them. And there's one kid, and Shelley Winters is waiting to see if her two boys, her son and his friend, get off the boat, and just her son does. And the other kid, we now know, is dead. And that kid's mom runs up, and she's horrified. And the first thing Shelley Winters does is hug her own child, and she goes, "Oh, thank God," right in front of this lady. And she's totally relieved while that lady is fucking bawling her eyes out.
right? It's not like she dropped her fucking ice cream.
Yes! Thank you! Fucking A! Oh, God.
Oh. I will say though, as after seeing this movie, we should bring back the men's night dress. Bring it back. It looks
You like-
ever so comfy.
Dude, John Huston pulling an Ebenezer Scrooge with that long-ass, wee willy winky ass shirt down
Yep.
to the floor. Oh, my God. All he needed was, like, a candlestick on, like, the little plate.
Yeah, it's like every time he walked, they had to like Foley out his balls hitting his legs. And stuff.
Dude, what is up with the fashion in this movie?
Oh, it's the
It's the
70s.
70s.
It's the
Yeah,
70s,
yeah.
I guess, but God, it's like you're either wearing nothing or you're wearing the most ridiculous shit possible.
Yeah.
One thing I did want to bring up is this movie, I think, more than the other two movies that we covered, definitely rips off
Suck.
Jaws the most. It follows it the closest. But here's the thing. It follows it the closest, but it also doesn't understand why those things work or what they're doing. It's just following it because that's what it assumes it's supposed to do. So, like,
Oh yeah.
in Jaws, it's the 4th of July. They make it a big deal. It's a summer movie, right? People want to go swimming on the 4th of July. This movie also makes it the 4th of July, even though half the flyers in the movie say it's August. They're advertising that it's the end of the summer regatta. And still Uncle Sam comes out and does a fucking parade because that's
and a
what they think
stand-up
Jaws
routine.
is. And a terrible stand-up routine. Yes.
Yeah. With a whole bunch of freeze frames in the middle of it. What the fuck was that?
That made no sense. Also, the one where they fire the shotgun in there and it just cuts to this really
Yes.
long fucking freeze frame.
Yeah,
Dude, I
sorry-
thought my
by the
Blu-ray
way-
was broken. I was like, is my
I
disc fucked
rewound
up?
it because I thought something froze. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait a minute, you have this on Blu-ray?
So I bought the
Dude.
Blu-ray.
I put in my notes
I'm
as I was
sorry.
watching it, I feel so sorry for Matt because he bought the Blu-ray. Can you still return that shit? Because you should.
Well, I was going to take this opportunity, Mark, to say, hey, we're going to do a giveaway for the Tentacles Blu-ray.
Actually, for the 100th caller to the phone line, give it to Jeff.
Yeah, we can either give it to Jeff or the first person who directly messages me and says, hey, can I please have the Tentacles Blu-ray? They will get it. And here, I'm going to show this to Mark, to Dave. There you go, Dave. That is actually me holding the real Tentacles Blu-ray from Kino Lorber.
That is a deceptive cover.
Yeah, don't be fooled by that cover art.
Is that a rip-off of the Star Wars poster, or is it just me?
It kind of does.
It kind of is.
It also has like that triangle of
and look, they
people
also
stacked.
ripped off the Orca poster too, because it's got to have the giant Orca fighting the other beast.
Yep.
This is a cool piece of art, but it is nothing.
It's a great poster.
Yeah, it really oversells the film. Like,
this is false advertising. Like,
that is a cover
I'd rather
that raises
watch
your
that than the
expectations.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Just project this up there. Let's just look at that art. That's good enough.
I hate to say, but put that image into AI and let it animate it, you'd probably get a better fucking movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
would
agree.
rather.
Yes,
I
please.
agree. I agree. You know what? Fuck it. By the way, I'm not kidding, people. If you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube, the first fucking person who messages me and said, Matt, I want the Tentacles Blu-ray, it's yours. I don't want it on my shelf. Even I have standards, people.
Yeah. I'm not coming back here till he gets rid of that DVD.
Dude, what if it's waiting for... You know what? Fuck it. Should we just send it to Jeff? What if it's waiting for Jeff when he returns home from Italy?
Yes.
He comes back and he's like,
Absolutely.
a package from my friends at the Matt and Mark movie show.
Aw.
Oh, no. And it's like...
I hope he hasn't seen it or this episode. And then
Don't
he just
worry. He
watches
won't.
it.
He won't. we'll just send him the envelope. We'll really freak him out, too, so it'll be like fragile, do not bend. He'll be like, this must be something important. They really don't want this harmed at all.
He'll be like, he'll call you up, you son of a bitch. My missus left me.
I'm going to be
I'm
like,
living on the
dude,
streets.
I'm sorry, crank caller. I don't recognize this Italian number. Ovidio Asantis. Dude, another way that this movie tries to completely emulate Jaws and miss is it has our top three, right? It's got a fake Quint, a fake Brody, and a fake Hooper. The fake Brody is just this police chief who has maybe 2 scenes, he does nothing. The fake Quint, I think, is supposed to be John Huston, like the tough old guy who's going to kind of help them. But the shitty thing is they turn him into a journalist and he doesn't do anything except wear a wicked-ass nightie. Good for him.
Yeah.
Most people in this movie don't do anything.
They don't do shit.
Even, I'll be honest, I was like, what the fuck is Henry Fonda even doing in this movie?
What is even the main guy doing?
Yeah.
The main diver guy, who's basically like Hooper in this movie, but they just turned Hooper into the hero. He's like this weird Southern guy. I was like, was this guy like a big deal at the time? Because I was like, I don't understand why he's here. How did you get cast, sir, is what I want to know.
Also, the other thing they had was the haunting theme music as well, because like
Oh my
nothing
god,
is
I
more...
fucking hated that music.
Dude, nothing
so
is
much.
more nautical and tension-inducing than a harpsichord.
Dude, did you see how the music would just cut out to like they didn't even have like
At one
They
point,
didn't even throw a little transition on it. They just had
there
a
was
hard
no
ass cut.
scratch. There's nothing underneath. It was just like silence. Like
That-
the silence was deafening when that score just cut out.
Or even worse,
I fucking hated it so much.
Dude, remember
I wanted to
last
punch the
episode,
TV.
Dasein was teaching us about the music and how important the music was in Jaws, and I thought, it's so funny because most of the stuff that works, the only few things that work in this movie have no music behind them. Like the first jump scare where the guy comes out of the water and his face is fucked up, I was like, oh, cool. I actually thought that was a genuinely good moment. That surprised me.
That was the only good moment.
That was it. That was it,
Yeah.
100%.
I was
They peaked early.
upset that was the only good moment because it proved that they were capable of doing something. But you know what the strange thing was? Did you notice the cinematography was like total ass? They just used it was all long
It was
lenses,
hard not
super
to.
flat.
Yeah.
And the other thing too was like, you know what? Here's the crazy thing. It's like they had a helicopter shot,
Yep.
but the guy holding the camera was doing this. They have underwater shots.
Yeah, because he was
It's like
hanging out
they
the
had
fucking
budget.
door like this.
Yes.
The other thing too is They had that amazing crane shot where when the boats are searching in the background, you see that huge crowd, and
Oh
it
yeah,
goes to them at
yeah,
the picnic table. It's actually a pretty decent shot, and you can tell they set it up really well. The fucking music ruins it. It's like this shitty lounge music. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
what the fuck are
Well,
they
this is what I was
thinking?
talking about. Like, it was like, that's why I was surprised, remember, with Orca, because I was like, this should be shitty. Like, the 70s soundtrack should be really bad, and that movie is very wisely just used, like, the sparse guitar. It was really moody. And here, this is what I was talking about. This is what I was afraid would sink Orca, was music just like this. And it was completely, again, learning the wrong thing. Watching Jaws and going, oh, a movie like this has scary music when the predator, so that we should have something like that too, except it shouldn't sound like a fucking bean commercial or something like.
That's the Italian shit, though.
Dude, yes.
The harpsichord is very scary, no?
The harpsichord.
Shut the
I mean,
fuck
it is,
up.
but not for the reason you're intending.
Yes. Jesus, dude.
I want to say I would like to suggest, in the heart and the spirit of my show, a drinking game for this particular movie, because every time you take a shot, every time something tries to play as scary, but it's just fucking laugh out loud funny. Because like when they're going up in the little pod thing, and then the fucking eyes looking through the window at them.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's like the octopus is snuck up. What the fuck are you doing in there? Yeah.
Dude, how are you going to survive any Shelley Winters scene in this movie with that game, Dave?
That's the other upshot too. If you wanted to know what cameras they used, it's in her sunglasses almost every time she's on camera.
Oh, shit. I didn't even realize. That's
Yeah,
so funny.
dude, this is the kind of movie where they just looked at it and went, "Oh, fuck it."
It didn't feel like everyone was on cocaine too, because if you think about it, it's like they actually had nice locations and shit.
Yeah,
But whoever was shooting and planning everything out, they were just kind of like,
Yes.
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you
It's
know,
so weird.
at Daily Rap, everyone's in the hotel bar just questioning their fucking life decisions
Yes.
with this movie. Like,
Because of that, I really do hope that there was one guy who truly thought this was going to be the next Jaws. Like, he was like, this is just, I'm so honored to be a part of this. Every day I go to work. I bet it was the fat guy on the boat. I bet 100% it was that guy. He thought he was going to be in Jaws too.
I've never seen characters just written in to be fish food.
Yes. I also
was
like
no
that,
other
that
purpose.
they were forced to give the fat guy more characterization than the actual main characters in the movie, because they were like, we need to have a reason that this hot girl is hanging out with this guy. She's got to be
It's like
mad
he
at him
has a
because
really
he's fat.
tiny boat.
They're gonna wonder. Yeah,
They're gonna wonder. It's gonna take them out of the scene. They're gonna wonder why she's hanging out with him. She has to be mad at him because he's fat. And by the way, in that scene, I felt seen. I was like, God damn it. You gotta lose the weight. You gotta lose the weight. It's important. You can't be
Yeah.
on a boat. Dude, I did like when the guy kept fucking with him and popping up and scaring him and the fat guy would get mad. That shit was funny.
yeah.
But it
again,
wasn't
that was
funny in the way it was meant to be.
No, and it wasn't funny the third time. Every fucking scene in this was twice as long as it needed to be.
Yes, especially again, I think this is the most egregious one, where again, they really try to rip off Jaws. They try to have a heartfelt scene below deck, where like, just, the Quint scene where they're comparing the scars. It's like the most famous scene in Jaws. It is the scene, right? They fucking dare. This movie has the gall to try that with the fucking southern mushmouth diver guy and his random friend. And he's like trying to be heartfelt below deck about losing his wife, who, by the way, he talked, Jess, the producer in the booth pointed this out. She goes, that fucking guy talked more to the whales than he did to his dead wife.
He also felt like he didn't really give a shit that his wife died either,
Yes.
which
Yes!
was very
It was
odd.
glossed over completely. There's no reaction to it.
He has like no emotional response to it, really. He's just
No,
kinda
he's
like,
more emotional to the whales at the end. Like, I'm so glad you guys came back. You're the best.
He
I
was
love you
fucking the
guys."
whales.
Yeah, getting some blowhole action.
That's right. That's not a euphemism, but he did it. He did it for real.
Fucking Italians.
Fucking Italians, Olivio Assantes. Dude, usually, did anybody else get Giallo vibes too? Because like everybody that wasn't Shelley Winters and
No,
John
those
Hughes
are
was
good.
dubbed. Like the fact that everybody was dubbed, every line. It got to the point too where even the Southern guy at the end, they started to dub him. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Why is his sync all weird? What's going on? I thought my Blu-ray
I
was
thought
broken
it was
again.
Tubi for a second. And then I was like, okay, no, it's just really bad dubbing. I'll be honest, this movie, the more I watched it, I was just getting angrier and angrier. I
Me
apologize.
too.
I fucking hated this movie so much toward the end. I
Dude,
was just like,
it
when's it gonna end?
Mark, are you saying that this is a lock for our first not Jawsome?
No, yeah, this is not Jawson. The only person
Yeah,
who probably found it
this is
Jawson
Lock
was
Jawson.
Joel Schumacher when he ripped off that Batman suit up scene at the end when they're putting on the dive
Oh, yeah.
suits and they're doing all those close-ups. God,
Dude.
I can't think
Dude,
of
the
one good thing to
close-ups.
say about this movie.
close-ups. It's like, you know, that joke in Robin Hood Men in Tights where the camera goes through the window. I think they were filming like that. Because I bought a Blackmagic camera, and like the early Blackmagic cameras, they have like this was back in the day, and they have a exaggerated crop factor. So like your 35mm lens turns into a 50mm lens almost, and that's what I think they shot this with. Like someone went back
There's
in
a
time
shot
and
of some
fucking
guy's ankles just going past. I'm like,
Yes.
what the fuck are
Yeah,
we
there was
watching
a shot
ankles
where,
for like a
where
minute?
John Huston was talking to the fake Chief Brody, and they
Yes.
couldn't be bothered to do two angles. So they just had an awkward angle up his butt while he's sitting at his desk. Then he walks past. That doesn't look good either. So they can end on the master shot with John Huston.
And then the other shot where they're having a whole conversation, you don't see it. You see a pair of boots walking down the dock.
Yes.
And it just follows the boots and follows the boots for the whole conversation. I'm like, for a second, I was like, fuck, because I'm watching this on Tubi as well. I'm like, did they cut to a shoe commercial or is this still the movie?
Dude, did you feel like you were having a stroke when Uncle Sam was doing his comedy routine and it would just hold on Shelley
Yeah.
Winters? And I was like, are we meant to be thinking that
Are we supposed to be listening to this
Yes,
conversation?
what are we? I was getting confused. I was like, and then I started to realize, I was like, oh, they don't have footage. They have no coverage. They don't have anything to cut to. So they're like,
They don't
fuck
have a
it.
sound man.
They have no sound man. Dude, not only did the octopus, not only did they leave the fucking octopus in the ocean, they left several crew members, a cameraman, a boom guy. They left the whole fucking crew on the bottom of the ocean because there's nobody there to shoot this movie. And that's why you're
My
getting
God.
freeze frames and shit that don't make any sense.
Oh, you know what else didn't make sense, by the way, at the very beginning? I was just like, first, this lady just leaves her baby in the middle of nowhere and just
Oh,
has
yeah.
a super long conversation. And then also, we're supposed to assume that this octopus, what, did it climb on land and pull it down?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it tentacled it.
That's what I thought.
But when
And,
you
like-
see the actual distance when they show the carriage in the water, it makes absolutely no sense.
Well,
Yes.
so through that little motherfucker.
Maybe,
But,
maybe he took a tentacle, threw a rock at the stroller to knock it down.
I would have loved to. That would have made this
mean,
movie 100
Dude,
times
how about
better
that? They
if
they
that
waste
happened.
20 minutes on the whole like, oh, it's the radio signal. The radios in the boats are attracting the octopus. But there's never a concrete scene where a science guy just goes, hey, by
Yeah.
the way, this is the frequency. This is why the octopus is doing this. It's never resolved.
They
We
missed
get a
the
lead
science
into
guy.
what the frequency is. Yes, and then it's dropped.
70s monster movies have to have the fucking science guy.
Yes.
Like, I had hope when they did the baby thing because I was like, okay, it's a 70s film. It's not going to have a happy ending. The 70s movies are a lot like modern British television. They're not afraid to kill kids left, right, and center.
Yeah.
And
yes.
so, yeah. And I was like, this is going to be good. And no, I even sat through the 5-minute shot of the radio
Yep.
just spouting numbers, which I can only assume was the opening to Starsky and Hutch Go to the Beach. And
Dave, they
fuck
had
me.
to fill the time somehow. And they were like, this is the best we've got today.
But feature length is only 70 minutes. They went way over. It's like
Yeah.
you didn't need to do all this
Dude,
shit.
they could have revealed that the fat guy who got eaten was the science guy. And they'd be like, well, we can never get the answer to that question because the one scientist who was on island is dead. It was the fat guy on the boat.
But also,
Well,
I don't
it's
think
weird.
you want
It's
your
like
science guy to go out comically.
It's kind of, doesn't it feel odd that it's like all these deaths and they never called any specialists?
Yes. Well, the divers are technically the specialists, but all they're good at is diving. They're not like...
Yeah.
They're not even oceanographic experts, which is what their fucking thing claims. Like, that
Yeah, they
guy...
got inked.
Like, at least Hooper knows sharks. That's why he's on Amity Island and Jaws. He knows every kind of shark. He knows how their digestive tract works, right? This guy has no science. He's just like, I dive and I'm friends with a whale. That's his whole shit.
And the
it
whales
reminded
actually
me-
do all the work. In
The whales
end.
did everything.
It reminded me of watching fucking Shyamalan's Old, where they're trapped on the beach. And
Oh my God! Oh, that movie stunk.
every single fucking person on the beach, you just knew way too much about quantum physics.
Yeah, they had the opposite problem as this movie.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
on that, everybody
There's
on
too
that
many
fucking beach is
specialists.
a science guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's a fucking science guy on this fucking beach.
Also, the pod where they're using the pods and they're going down and everything, and the brand on the boat, is Trojan a brand of condoms over here as well, or is it just my country?
No, that is
It
funny.
is.
I didn't think
was
about that. I was
tittering
like,
the whole, like I was lost by that point. I'm done. Like,
dude, you actually bring up something good because I was like, was Trojan out in existence at that point? When did Trojan condoms come out?
I feel as though they've been around
to
for a while
protect you
now.
from tentacles.
Trojan condoms were first introduced in 1916. They were
Wow.
Holy
first called the
shit.
Young Rubber Corporation, but they were later renamed Trojan condoms, and the
That's
brand gained
problematic.
popularity in the 1930s.
Okay.
Wow.
Should have stuck with Young Rubber
That's
condoms.
crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's a little problematic.
Guys, it feels like I'm gonna go ahead on a limb here and say none of us liked this movie.
All right,
my
someone
God.
name one thing they liked about this movie sincerely. And
I
it
liked-
can't be the head that popped up.
God damn. Well, I got nothing,
mean-
Dave.
The end credits were kind of good.
You know what? Some of the underwater photography, devoid of it being a narrative film, devoid of it being like a monster movie, just seeing two divers underwater was kind of pleasant for a little bit, like in an ambient way. Like I was like, oh, I could throw this on and just watch some dive. Like, you know, when you throw on you guys throw fish tank footage on YouTube? I do that sometimes on my TV,
but then
and it's so
in
nice.
in the middle of the fucking dive sequences, like suddenly there's the sound of some guy rustling aluminum foil, and like, I'm like, what the fuck was that meant to be? And then you get to the end of the movie, and they're under the water, and there's this. I'm like, is the fucking octopus coming out with a machete? What's going on? Like
That would have been amazing.
That would have
Dave.
been great.
I would love that.
So yeah, no. I'll give you an idea how much this movie fucked me up. I watched the Minecraft movie after it.
That's a
Dude,
good
Minecraft
movie.
is a good movie.
I love
Minecraft
that
is
movie.
good.
That was fantastic.
Minecraft goes down good.
The opening monologue was as long as the fucking.
Especially after this. This movie
Yeah,
makes
but this
Minecraft
movie
look like
had
fucking
was
Citizen Kane.
tedious.
Yeah, true.
All right, guys. I think I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, are we giving this our first and only not Jawsome rating? Not Jawsome?
I'm gonna say it's Jawsome. No, I'm just kidding. It sucked.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Dude,
wish
this
I
was-
watched the animated tentacle movies. That's how bad this was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This was lockjawsome.
I'd rather get stung by that blue-ringed octopus.
Yeah, yeah. I was putting them on my arms to take the edge off.
Anything to get away from tentacles. Dude, I was going to come on this show and be like, oh, you guys watch this on streaming. My Blu-ray looked so good. My Blu-ray looked like ass. It did not look good. I was like,
Oh,
this
so
is...
it looks terrible too?
It doesn't look good. I just think this is a movie where the assets don't exist to make a proper Blu-ray. It just looks the way it looks, Mark. That's it.
They couldn't even afford all the frames in the movie. There's no money for a fucking remaster.
God.
Okay?
Yeah,
I
dude.
honestly thought that Tubi had severely cropped the image.
Nope.
They had not.
No, they did not, dude. They
Wow.
did not. It looks that shitty for real. And by the way, my offer still stands. If you want the Tentacles Blu-ray, the first person
my
to message
God.
me, or I'm
before
sending it to
Jeff gets his
Jeff.
hand on it. Everyone save Jeff.
See? Dude, I hope Jeff puts this on his mantelpiece. All right, guys, there you go. Tentacles, our final movie of Jaws Knockoffs June, and we did, at least we did the homework. We truly did get a Jaws knockoff, because I was worried it was going to be as good, as fun as it was to watch good movies. I was like, is every week going to turn into us being like, this movie was actually good? And no, it's not.
No.
It's, you get
I kind of
Tentacles.
feel sorry
I mean,
for
this
Dave,
is-
actually.
this is
He got
more-
brought on for the worst.
That was
I
not
love
our
that. I
intention,
love that.
Dave.
I remember
We truly
no,
wanted to save the best for last for guests and movie.
I mean, I had more fun writing my notes than I did watching the movie because I'm like, I'm gonna fucking crucify this thing.
Is it because you had to look down from the screen?
Yes.
His eyes got rest from the movie.
Yeah, my hand kept trying to go.
God, I hope I have more notes to write.
Yeah. Dude, this is not so much a monster movie. It's like a cautionary tale. This is what Jaws could have been in the wrong hands, though.
Yes, 100%.
That's true, actually,
100%. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. And also, too,
Jeez.
I rewatched Jaws this weekend for the 50th, and it called into question. I just started to see. I was like,
for this movie.
I was like, oh my god. No, I was like, to Dave's point, you truly see what a movie like this is in the hands of a master, and what it's in the hands of when you get an assontis.
With emphasis on that ass.
With that assontis.
God.
Dude, do you know my Jaws story?
Please.
Because it came out like when I was a kid in Australia, and it was like this new movie Jaws, and it was so popular they did a making of and showed it on TV, and they showed Australian television, like in Australian films, we get a little slightly different rating system. They're a bit looser down there, so they put clips from the movie in this TV special. I'm sitting in my living room. I'm, what was it? I would have been about 6, maybe 7, I think, if that, and watching this thing. No, it's a bit older, but it showed the clip where it gets up in the boat and the guy slides down and it's just chomping its way up the fucking guy. That was on television. I didn't go in the fucking ocean for 6 months.
Oh my god.
Only 6 months? Damn.
Traumatizing.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, there's nowhere else to go down there. We're surrounded by it. Like, yeah.
They're like, Dave,
Yeah,
come
that's
play with the
true.
blue-ringed octopus. What's the matter with you?
Yeah, it's safer. Yeah.
Dave, put this on your hand.
Yeah, the shit. But also, like, Paul Hogan, who was Crocodile Dundee, had a comedy sketch show as well. And he had a thing as well that it was the piranhas. And they got in the toilet system. And every time someone opened a toilet, it'd jump out and latch onto their neck. Didn't go.
Oh, wow. I want to
almost
see
didn't go to the
that.
fucking
Now
toilet for 6
you're
months.
like, I can't take a shit. I can't go to the beach.
I'll be shitting
Can't
in
go
my
to the
pants for
ocean
the
and
next 6
do a
months.
floater.
I'll do a floater. Fuck it. I'll do
Do
a
a full
floater.
Caddyshack at the beach.
There you go. Tentacles. It is available on Tubi. It's also available as a Blu-ray if you want it. Just contact
For
me.
free.
For free. On our Instagram, we haven't had one of these in a while. I happened to ask people, hey, it was the 50th anniversary of Jaws. How did you celebrate it? Mark, I thought you'd want to hear this one. I've got 2. This is from our buddy Patrick M. I said, how did
Good
you
guy.
guys celebrate the 50th anniversary? He said, not kidding, watching Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. And I was
Yes, I love Patrick.
I said, is that a
Rules.
Mark
I
joke
fucking
or is
love
that for
movie.
real? And he goes, no, I actually watched the movie for the first time, and I think he loved it.
Wow,
I have to go
that's
back and check it out.
fantastic.
And our buddy
He
Ben
hated
H,
it.
he's given us a little Jaws reference here, said he spent the weekend drinking Narragansetts and watching Jaws. And I appreciate that, buddy. Cheers to you. So there you go, Jaws 50th. I'm assuming, was I the only guy who watched Jaws 50th on the show this weekend?
Yeah, I'm planning to go in the ocean the
think
next 6
so.
months, so I'm not
Oh,
watching.
so you're not going. Dave,
I
did
was
this
watching
movie...
Norbit.
Did Tentacles... Oh, God. What if you went to the ocean and you saw Norbit? Dave, did Tentacles make you scared to go into the ocean? No.
No, Tentacles wanted me to put my face in the ocean.
And just never come up again?
Never come up again. Yeah, it's like no, we're done. We're done as a species. I'm going back to
Yeah,
the sea.
he's going to do this thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Dave right there, yeah.
Yep.
Dude, okay, did everybody, really quick, last Tentacles thing. Did anybody think they were going to describe or elaborate on the fact that they were going through and all the fish were like upside down, totally still?
That was kind of cool, actually.
Right, but
I
they
have to
never
admit.
did anything with it. They never
No.
said, why, what was the phenomena here? Why did this happen? And that's where you need the science guy to be like, oh, they're clearly in shock from the octopi stasis ring or whatever.
No, they
Like-
got inked and their mouth was open. They're trying to
Yes.
wash it. Yeah,
They watched Tentacles. That's what happened.
yeah.
They're
That's what
trying to
happens.
avoid watching the movie.